Hey there, Munchie Mafia. Welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight we are going to reimagine stale bread. So let's get to it. So sometimes we get something and then life happens and then it starts to go stale. And then if you let it go a little bit longer, it gets moldy and you end up throwing it out. Well, this hasn't gone moldy. This is the Thomas cinnamon raisin swirl bread. So we're going to make some bread pudding. What we're going to need is half of that package of the bread all cut up into cubes. We're also going to add some apple, half and half, 5 eggs, whole eggs, okay? Half cup of sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and vanilla. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to mix up our sugar and all of our egg. Just going to dump it all in there, just like so. And we're going to just whisk these together until they're kind of a pale yellow. You want to make sure that they're thoroughly combined. And mixed together thoroughly. Now we're going to take our vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract or whichever. I know that some cultures may not be able to use vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste because it has alcohol in it. You could always take your half and half and steep a vanilla bean in it and then scrape it out, and that'll do you instead of having the alcohol. All right, milk. And if you are lactose intolerant, you can definitely use oat milk. I don't recommend coconut milk. It tastes a little weird. It's just a little on the weird side. And but oat milk is really good. So is almond milk. If you don't like raisins, this is just because we have this that's left over. I don't generally like raisins in my bread pudding, but it's what we got, and I didn't want to, throw it out. Probably could have made French toast, but just didn't feel like doing that. So I've got some interesting things to tell y'all. Got a message this morning asking to do a job interview. And it's at a scratch kitchen that specializes in gluten-free at a senior living community. So I'm hoping that will lead me to a culinary director job, and back into senior living I go. Not living there, working there. Thoroughly enjoyed working over at Franklin Place when it was enlivened. That was a lot of fun. A little stressful, but a lot of fun. And stressful in that, you get to know all of these old farts that you're feeding. And I say that term, old farts, lovingly, okay? And I enjoyed listening to their stories. But what was really devastating was when a lot of them passed. In one summer alone, I lost 10 residents, and I knew every single one of them and listened to all their stories and got to know their families, and their families were just lovely. No, Chef Gilpina, I'm not talking to you right now. Um, anyway, one of my colleagues, called him earlier today to ask him a few things. And he's like, I'll call you back. 5 hours later, I'll call him back later. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that lands me a job. I really need to get back to work. Not because I need a paycheck. I need a paycheck. But, I like to stay busy. And as much as I like being a homebody and doing this whole Martha Stewart thing, I really kind of want to get back out there and make a difference in people's lives. I've made a difference in people's lives at the jail and senior living, in restaurants, and over the years. And servant leadership has always been my thing. How can I help? How can I bring joy to people's lives through food? So I'm looking forward to that. I hope I get it. It's not that far away from home. It's not like a 2-hour drive like the last place that I worked at. It was horrible, that commute, but I thought it was going to be worth it. Okay, so now we're going to take all this bread and we're going to dump it all in there. Now this already has quite a bit of cinnamon in it because it's a cinnamon swirl bread, but I like to add a little bit more. I like it very cinnamony. I like to put just a titch of cardamom, and when I say a titch, I mean a pinch. Just give it a little bit. It's to give it that warm spice scent, and a few pinches of nutmeg. It depends on whether or not you like these spices. You don't have to put them in there. You also don't have to put the apple in there either. You can put chocolate chips in there if you want. Or whatever. Oops. Missed one. There we go. All right. Now, just going to add our apple to it. And, the whole gluten-free thing really excites me. For crying out loud. No, I can't help you right now, Gil. Because I should be gluten-free, not for health reasons. Well, actually for health reasons, but, not for the many reasons that a majority of people think that they need to be gluten-free. I have autoimmune disease, so it's like gluten just exacerbates things for me. Next thing I know, I'm suffering. Lately, it's been pretty bad because I've been getting into the wheat product a little more than I should, but I need to stop for a little while. All right, so now we're going to just pack this down and mix it all together. And we got a loaf pan here. It is going to shrink down, but I grabbed a second pan just in case. So now we're just going to start putting it right on in here. Pack it down. And the amount of half and half that I used was 1.5 cups. Probably could have gone with a little less. Get out of here, fly. God dang. But the nice thing about having these nice warm spices is we're looking at having some heavy snowfall starting Saturday into Monday. So the whole weekend we're supposed to have snow. So this will be nice to be able to sit and, cut off a piece of it and snack on it with coffee if I wanted to, or with some, whatever, hot chocolate, some tea, hot chocolate, maybe a hot toddy. All right, we have our oven preheated, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of my mess, and we're going to wrap this in foil. It looks like it all fit in this pan. It is gonna mushroom up a little bit. So now I just take the foil and we're gonna wrap it around tightly, and we're gonna bake it for about an hour. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our bread pudding out of the oven, and we're gonna unwrap it, and there we have it. It's all nice and steamy and gooey and delicious. And some of the things that you can serve with this is either just some whipped cream. You can put a little bit of sweetened sour cream on it. Ice cream, of course, with maybe a caramel bourbon drizzle or something. Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do with it. But that is bread pudding. And I forgot to grab a little bowl to dish it out. So let me go grab one of those. We're getting snow this weekend, so I was like, do I get some ice cream? Nah, probably not. Probably not a good idea because it's too damn cold. So what I would recommend doing is just, serve it as it is with a little bit of whipped cream and just call it a day. It should be light and fluffy. Just like so. Maybe sprinkle a little bit of nutmeg on the top. And there we have it. Now, if we go up to the upstairs camera, we can take a look and see what it looks like. It's all nice and steamy right now. I would let it rest for a while before dishing it out, but definitely like a caramel sauce would go really nice with that. I didn't think it through that far in advance. I probably could have made a caramel sauce. But give it a little bit of time to rest, covered for about a half hour or so before serving. That way you're not burning your lips. So there we have it. Munchie Mafia. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. And don't forget, cook with love, eat with passion.